Libby Road. Season 1, Episode 2. Today we have Raphael Venegas. Retired Spanish professor, history buff. We talk about the present moment, how we know it's real, and why we think the reason we know it's real is a good reason.
You can tell it's different. These are kind of dim. This one is really bright.
Well, thanks for agreeing to come on to the Libby Road podcast. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome.
Okay, my name is Raphael Venegas, and
Tell me 3 things that you want the world to know about you, if nothing else.
Okay, I'm Puerto Rican. Right now I'm 77 years old, even though I may not sound like it. And I am a very happy retired from university professor. And so that's what I am and who I am.
So you teach Spanish?
I did.
You did?
For many, 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 many years.
Tell us a little bit more about that life. Like, what was your typical day?
Oh, a typical day, depending on, well, my last teaching position was at Victoria College, University of Houston in Victoria, Texas. And a typical day was teaching 3 classes of about 50 minutes each in the morning, one right after the other, and which I taught grammar, and other days I taught literature, Hispanic literature from Spain, and in the spring I would teach Hispanic literature from Latin America.
So what are you into now? What excites you these days?
Let's see. Well, I am retired, so there's not a whole lot to look forward to every day, except getting up and doing my routine. Get up, have some coffee, watch a little TV, catch up on the news, and then work a little bit on my laptop, read about what's going on, and then I spend the rest of the day just doing stuff, whatever I want. I read a lot, and I watch TV a lot. I like to watch movies, historical movies. And this weekend I watched some World War II movies like Midway, and I also watched Saving Private Ryan, which was mainly about the Normandy invasion of the Allied forces in Normandy against the Nazis. So that's what I do. Not much.
So let's say that you had a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
And you go to the doctor's appointment and you find out that you have to go to room 317, and you find out that you have to take the elevator to get to that room.
Mm-hmm.
You get in the elevator and you find yourself in the elevator with some sort of supernatural ability to tell that the person that you're in the elevator with at the time, which could be an 18-year-old person. What what would you tell them on your elevator ride? You had an elevator ride worth of time to talk to the future president of the United States.
Hmm.
Uh, this is kind of like, what does the next generation need to know that that where you're coming from? What would you tell that person?
Well, I would tell that young person that in order to prepare for the most important job in the world, I would tell him to read a lot of history, um, study, and try to meet important people, and but mostly really read a lot about the world, a lot of history, because a lot of times, if you know the history, you know that sometimes it can repeat itself. So you're actually preparing yourself in advance. As you read, you open your mind to a lot of ideas, a lot of new ideas, how to deal with everyday problems and complicated situations.
So read a lot, study history, meet people.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at people like Winston Churchill and some of the great minds who later became leaders, um, part of their preparation was reading. And they were acquainted with what was going on in the world, and also they read classics, they read history, and they also wrote. They attempted to write. So, and as they attended school, they tried to do the best they could in order to prepare themselves for that moment.
Great. Um, let's say you your book club has this event coming up real soon, and I know it's kind of hard to talk about right now with the coronavirus happening and everything, but let's say you have a get together coming up with your book club, and it's exciting. You're you're anxious to see everybody again and talk about the book that you read. Um, let's say one of the members of the book club sent you some sort of message that kind of got you in a really excited mood to go to the get together. Like sh- he or she said something like, "We have this this special event that we're going to have you be part of, and it's kind of a surprise. So you're really excited to go. What what song would you play in your car on the way to that get together?
What song would I play?
Yeah, if you were kind of in that excited mode and you wanted to, kind of give an extra, dimension of, that gets you kind of pumped up.
Get energy?
Yeah.
Well, I would probably play some salsa music to get my body going, get me in the mood.
Do you have a
Or
specific song?
no, not really,
Just
but
any kind.
I also would play some big band music, some
Give me an artist.
an artist. Oh, you wouldn't recognize some of the artists that I like to listen to, but
What would be your go-to? Like,
well, Frank Sinatra would be one. His style, and a lot of his songs were romantic, but a lot of them were also fast moving and exciting, and you know that I like big band. So
what would be a song you would not want to listen to on your way to that? get together.
One song that I would not want to hear.
Yeah, you would definitely change it if it came on the radio because you want to keep that good kind of energy going. Like, what would you definitely change if it came on the radio? Do you ever skip to another song because the current song just isn't going with your day?
Yeah, maybe not not a title, but a style. So I would not want to hear something sad.
You
Um,
can't think of a song that you would not want to hear.
mm, there's not very many songs that I don't like to hear.
You wouldn't want to hear a sad song.
No, not
What
a
what's
sad
your
song.
best example of a sad song?
A sad song would be something like, um, by the time I get to Phoenix, you know, that's a song that's implied sadness because somebody's breaking up with another person. So that's not a very good song to sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no breakup songs on your way to the
Yeah, I
surprise.
mean no sad songs, no sad stories.
Okay. So my last question is kind of a three-part question. And it goes, the first part of the question is what is the belief that you hold the most tightly? Like the one that you're most confident in? Some people choose to talk about like they're very confident that the power of attraction works, or they are very confident that gods are real, or spirits are real, or karma's real, or elves are real. Uh, that's kind of on that wavelength. And then the second part of the question is, why do you believe it? What's the main reason? The one main reason that's holding up the belief the most? And then the third part of the question is, how did you go about finding out that that reason is sufficient?
Wow, that's a little hard. Well, for something that I believe in, right?
A belief that you hold
Hmm.
that you are the most confident in as being true.
Well, I've come to believe in the moment now that is real because the past is gone. I don't know about tomorrow. So to me, reality is now. It's not yesterday. It's not tomorrow. I don't even know if we will be alive tomorrow. So I believe in the present
The present moment being
now.
real, being
Yeah, this is
existent.
this is reality. This is not a dream. And yesterday is gone, so it's not real. And tomorrow we haven't even seen it. So I believe in the moment right now.
Hmm. Okay. And what is it? Why do you? What's the main reason why you believe that right now is it? Do you think that's the only thing that's real right now, or are there other things that are real too that aren't
Well,
now?
the moment now it's reality, and everything else is just up in the air. So to me, reality, this is real. I'm sitting here talking to you. This is reality. Everything else is, up in the air. It could be tomorrow. We may not even be here. There may be a war. I mean, we could be blown up. We could all die from the virus tomorrow. I may not be here a month from now. So I'm 77, so I've learned to trust in the moment as I live it rather than hoping for, you know, a good future. Who knows? Who knows that that's going to happen?
Is this microphone real?
Yeah, as I see it, I can touch it. It's not a, it's not an illusion.
So what's the main reason that's supporting this belief?
What?
What's the main reason why you think this is that the present moment is real?
Well, I'm living it. Yesterday is not real anymore, and tomorrow I don't even know. So this is real now. This is reality.
Because you're experiencing it.
I'm experiencing it. I'm living it. I'm touching it. I'm smelling it. I'm breathing it.
So the main reason that's supporting the belief is that you're experiencing it.
You know, I'm I'm seeing it.
How did you decide that that reason is sufficient for for the belief? Actually, I should ask first, how confident on a scale from zero to 100 do you believe that the present moment is real? Whereas 0 is no confidence, 100 is no question there you cannot be mistaken. Where would you put yourself on the scale for the belief that the present moment is real?
Well, I mean, I'm living it right now. I'm touching this table.
Hmm.
I'm looking at the mic. So to me, it's 100.
No chance of being mistaken at all.
No, no.
And you're basing that confidence on the personal experience that you're experiencing the moment that you're
Yeah.
saying is real.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing that could possibly ever change your mind about it. You're 100% closed-minded, not open to questioning that at all.
No, to me, it's the reality of the real moment. It's now. I'm living it. I'm speaking it. I'm breathing it. So it's 100% because I cannot I cannot think of yesterday being real. It's already gone. Poof. And 2 minutes ago, they're not real. This is real right now as I speak. And tomorrow, I don't know. Not even, can't count on it.
How could you tell if the present moment was not real?
How can I tell that
How
now it's not
how
real?
could you recognize it if you were mistaken? Do you have ways to tell if you were wrong?
Not about the present. I would be wrong about thinking about a future because it's not even here. And the past is gone.
So if there's no way to tell, so you're saying there's no way to tell how you could be mistaken, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, not for me. And everybody has their own reality, you know. And you have your own reality now. But it may be different from mine, but it's very real that you're sitting there and I'm looking at you, and that's reality.
Is that your reality?
That's my reality to see you. Yeah, it may not be yours, but I'm confident that that's for me.
Is there a reality happening regardless of whether we're here or not?
I don't know. For other people, wherever they are, that's their reality.
So there's There's multiple realities going on.
Yeah, everybody has their own reality, and so they're living in a moment that is, in some ways, is similar to mine, but it's also their own reality, so it's different.
So there's not like you don't think that there's an objective reality, like a reality happening regardless of what's going on with us?
I think they're different realities because everybody lives in a different reality in a different situation. My reality is not your reality, so you have your own, I have my own.
All right, we're going to take a quick break to let you know that this episode is brought to you by South Bay Market and Deli over on South Bay Road and Shinky. They've got really good deals on Rolling Rock, and they have a really good selection on Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Okay, so we were talking about your claim is your strongest held belief is that right now is real, and the reason why you believe right now is real is because you're experiencing it. And we were talking about how you figured out that that was a good reason to believe that, to hold that belief. The reason why, the way you know that that's a good reason is
The way I know that my reality is real?
no the way you figured out that what you experience is a good reason to believe that.
Well, because I'm living it.
Yeah.
I'm living it right now.
Could somebody say, so you were talking about everybody, that there are multiple realities, right?
Yeah, everybody has their own reality.
Everybody has their own. So there's multiple realities going on. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
If
As many as however number of people there are in this world living right now.
you mean their perspective of one reality or their own personal reality that is different than our reality?
Their own personal reality, they're living it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, it is different for everyone. No two people can experience the same reality at the same time, even if let's see, it's an accident, but your body reacts differently, your mind reacts differently, your feelings are different. You may scream, you may cry, but everybody reacts in a different way depending on the reality that they're living.
Could it be that they're experiencing the same reality and just reacting differently to the same one that everybody
I
experiences?
think it's both. Both.
There's both. Like there's both option A, one reality happening and everybody experiences it differently, and option B, everybody has their own reality happening at the same time.
At the same time, at the same moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I believe.
Could something happen in my reality and it be true, but different from your reality?
Yeah, because it's your reality versus my reality.
So if in my reality you owe me $1,000, that's not true in your reality, right?
No.
But it's true in my reality.
If you want it to be.
So our reality is whatever we want it to be?
No, I was just being silly about wanting to have that amount of money.
So what makes my reality of you owing me $1,000, what makes that not true? Or is it true also?
Well, for me, it's not. I don't think reality is something that you create. Reality to me is something that you experience and you live regardless. Because you can create an idea of a reality, but it's just a creation of an idea, separate from the real world, the real reality.
Let's say I have a bowl of quarters.
Of what?
Quarters.
Okay.
Would you agree that in the bowl of quarters, there's either an even number of quarters or an odd number of quarters? Would you agree that there's one of each? Or one or the other?
Probably. Yeah.
There's either an even number or an
Yeah.
odd number, right?
Right.
Of quarters
Mm-hmm.
in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If I said that there was an odd number and you said there was an even number, could we both be correct?
Not until we check and count them.
So if we ended up counting them and we found out that there were 50 quarters and somebody walked up and said that there were an odd number, and they said that it was their reality that it was an odd number, would they be correct or would they be mistaken?
Well, once you check the real amount and you realize that they were mistaken.
But if they said that it was their reality that there were an odd number, why would they be mistaken? Because it's their reality.
Yeah, but it's not the real reality.
Okay. What is the real reality?
For me,
What is the real one? You said that they would say that there was an odd number, but they would be mistaken because it's not the real reality. Is your reality the real reality? What's the difference between your reality?
It could turn out to be that it's the real reality, but we don't know it until we check it.
But there is a real reality?
There is definitely a real reality.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
And there you have it. Episode 2. Big thanks to Raphael Venegas. Coming all the way from the west side of Olympia. Stay tuned for more episodes. And our special guest, musical guest today, is at DJ Brown Note. Coming right up.
You don't happen to have Tums?
Yeah,
I have a
yeah,
really
we have
bad
some.
heartburn.